What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the other day I got into a pretty decent discussion that, I thought was good enough to go ahead and put a video together about this and have you guys debate about it down in the comment section as well. So, of course, as always, go down there, leave your opinions. But today I want to discuss the health when it comes to Call of Duty and what works the best when it comes to these games. If you prefer 100 HP or if you prefer 150 HP. Of course, I do personally have a favorite, but I want to discuss the pros, the cons. But at the same time, you guys can do the same exact thing down in the comment section. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you are interested in more content just like this, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And of course, if you are interested in any of my live streams, I do that pretty much daily besides Sundays over on Kick. And we've been playing a lot of Helldivers 2 recently, so if you're interested in that game and you also want to see my live impressions of the Season 2 Reloaded event and all that stuff live, like I said, you can find my stream link down in the description of this video. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, back in Modern Warfare 2 2022, something that people really despised was how quick the time to kill was in that game. It's one of the main reasons why in Modern Warfare 3 that you see here, we're rocking a 150 HP. And honestly, personally, I don't mind either or. I like 100, I like 150. But I'm going to tell you guys personally, I feel like I've been on the edge. I've been on the fence for a while now, bouncing back and forth between, preferring 150 and preferring 100. But I think for a game like Call of Duty, an arcadey Twitch-type shooter, I really do believe that 100 HP is the way to go. Now, I know everybody's going to come at my neck and saying, oh, that doesn't take any skill. All you have to do is land a few bullets, this and that. 150 HP just takes a lot more skill, and, you're a noob, you're horrible at the game if you can't actually comprehend that. And I get what you're saying, because 150 HP does require a tad bit, not a tad bit, a lot more skill, because you do have to land a lot more bullets. And if you can't track your opponents, then yeah, you're kind of out of luck. And at the same time, for 100 HP, I get where people have their complaints. The time to kill is extremely fast. You can't react to many gunfights because, again, the second you get shot is pretty much when you're going to die, compared to a game with 150 HP, where if you do get shot, sometimes, if you are skilled enough, you can actually turn on that opponent and get the kill. That's why this discussion, this debate is so complex, because I get where people are coming from with enjoying 150 over 100 HP, but let me also tell you guys why 150 HP is also a little bit more complex as well. First and foremost, it adds stacking to the mix where, opponents want to actually stack on their bodies instead of, pushing engagements by themselves, which is a bit more tedious, which also leads to having to be a little bit more position-based of a game. Like I said, I understand where people find it more aggressive, but at the same exact time, while it is aggressive, it could also not be aggressive. It's aggressive when you're versing people who don't stack, but if you're versing very skilled players who want to run 2 to 3, in a group, if you want to actually be effective against that, you're going to have to hold down a position. You're going to have to hold down a location and bait them out to you so you can pluck a few off to improve your odds. Again, yeah, it's more tactical. It has more of a thought process. It makes you think and stuff of that sort. So it's not bad, but it's not always run and gunny. And like I said, that playstyle is not really the most popular in COD. A lot of the time, and I don't really mind if people stack at the end of the day. Like I said, I'll handle the situation accordingly. If people stack, like I said, I'll stay back. If people don't stack, I'll move forward. But regardless, the mass majority of people I see get very frustrated when people are stacking. They don't enjoy it. And that's one of the benefits of having, 100 HP. If people stack, it doesn't matter. I can take any gun, any scenario, and I can mow down 3 to 4 people in a heartbeat. And also that adrenaline rush feels really good sometimes, to be able to mow down so many opponents in just such a quick moment. Feels pretty good compared to having to, like I said, take your time, play it, bit by bit, piece by piece, slowly plucking health away from enemies until you can eventually, take over 2 to 3 people. No, you just charge in there, you mow them all down, you move to the next. But at the same time, that could also go against you where you die instantly because the time to kill is so quick. Once again, this is why I wanted to debate this, because there's so many different possibilities. But reason number 2 for 150 HP being a bit of a problem here, not just with stacking, but also weapon metas. It causes a severe imbalance between weapons in every single 150 HP game. I'm not just talking about Modern Warfare 3. Every single one. Black Ops 4, Black Ops Cold War, and Modern Warfare 3. Every game that has had 150 HP has very set metas, obnoxious metas, not set metas, I should say obnoxious metas, because there are always metas. Even 100 HP games, there's always metas. But in 100 HP games, I feel like they could still be countered a little bit easier because you die so quickly. You could still pick up, over half the guns on the list and still be able to melt. But in 150 HP games, people tend to go towards more, one-shot weapon kills, because guess what? They're going to kill faster. Shotguns on close quarter maps, you rarely ever see SM. Let's be honest here. The majority of people who stomp out on small maps, like I don't want to move on small maps. If a small map pops up in the rotation, I don't want to move because, you have to use a shotgun up close and personal, or you're just going to simply get outgunned. Really fast-paced bolt actions are very overpowered. Battle rifles, strong hitting ARs like burst weapons or some of the more, meta weapons as well. Metas are established extremely quick because you always want to go to the weapons with higher damage. And yes, that is the truth for 100 HP, but it's not as relevant compared to 150 HP. 150 HP, it's a night and day difference, and this goes back to, like I said, every single game possible. Black Ops Cold War, the burst weapons were meta for a lifetime. They were still meta by the end of the game's life cycle, even though other, guns stepped up and started to become a bit more relevant. At the end of the day, weapons that could one-tap, one-shot were so efficient. All I ran was basically a secondary shotgun in that game because it dominated every single up-close engagement. Do you remember before they nerfed the Spaz? Was it the Spaz, I think, before they nerfed it? I used to rock that thing all the time. You could probably see previous gameplay on my channel. It was absurd. But again, why use an SMG that, will take more skill in 150 HP game when you could just use a one-tap shotgun? In ranked environments, I will say that's where 150 HP thrives. But for a casual Call of Duty game, I feel like 100 just plays a better role because it allows individuals to use whatever the hell they want. I'm not really a guy who hates too much on players using certain things. I don't care if you want to snipe, quickscope, or hardscope. I don't care if you're running around with a shotgun. I just want things to be balanced out across the board. If you're running around with a shotgun, give me a chance with the SMG to be able to at least semi-compete. If I run up to a sniper rifle up close and personal, give me a little bit of an advantage to be able to compete with that. The gun damages, even though they're fun and they're enjoyable, they're rough for actual fair gunplay. It's why over half the stuff is banned in ranked, like sniper rifles, shotties, all that stuff, because guess what? It doesn't fit for 150 HP. So in a competitive environment, it's automatically banned. It's vetoed out. Even think back to Black Ops 4. Do you remember the, what was that? A lot of the battle rifles were absurd in that game. And even though I love the SMGs in that game and ARs and stuff like that, I still can't tell you how many times I died to that one explosive burst weapon, whatever it was. It was absolutely absurd. And just burst weapons in general. Again, even sniper rifles. Anything with high damage thrives when it comes to a game with 150 HP, no matter what game it is. So to go ahead and summarize, I do indeed enjoy both of the healths, 150 and 100. Preferably, I would like 125, but since we have to pick and choose if we want 100 or 150, then I guess that's what we got to do. I enjoy them both, trust me. And I guess we are in a nice spot where the developers are giving us a nice little, mix. I wouldn't be mad if they kept it this way, where, some games are 100, some games are 150, because it does add a different vibe. It makes Call of Duty a little bit more unique in a game that's already hard enough to make it unique, It feels like a recycled game every single time. But at least when the health is changed a bit, it changes how you play the game. So it's not just the same old Call of Duty experience to a certain degree. So, I wouldn't be mad if they kept cycling it in and out. But just for, just for fun, right? Just for fun, to spark up debate, I think that 100 HP is better for a casual environment. Even though 150 HP feels good, it's fun, I can be aggressive at times, I feel like the cons are just too large for, again, the casual audience. I feel like to add more variety to the game, more of a mix with weapons, and just, allowing, everybody to hop into Call of Duty and enjoy it. I feel like 100 HP is that mark. I feel like more competitive players are definitely going to weigh into 150. I think that's just how it's going to go. The more competitive you are, the more sweaty you are as a player, you are probably going to prefer 150 because, of some of the advantages. But again, for a casual game, we want Call of Duty to be casual, right? For a game to be casual, I really do think that 100 HP is just the way. But I don't know. I could be completely wrong. Like, what about Black Ops Cold War? Minus the skill-based matchmaking. If that game had 100 HP, what do you think of it? I don't mind. Realistically, I feel like Black Ops Cold War and Modern Warfare 3 aren't the worst of the worst. Black Ops 4, that was a long... oh my goodness, the 150 HP in that game was a whole different story. But still, for my final answer, I think I have to go with 100 HP. But of course, go down in the comment section, leave your opinions down below, give me your list of pros and cons, what you think is better, 100, 150. But as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell if you can be notified for more content just like this. And of course, if you do want to check out any of my live streams, I do that over on Kick daily besides Sundays. You can find a link to that channel down in the description of this video. As always, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.